a brand new episode of Delivering Marketing Joy. I am your host, Kirby Hasseman, and joining me today is my good buddy. We've known each other for quite a bit now. He is the national sales executive, or one of the national sales executives at Walker Clay. He's also a new dad, Javier Melendez. Thanks for joining me, buddy.
What's up, Curbs? How you doing today?
Doing great. And I really appreciate you taking the time. So I want to jump right in. I mean, anybody who knows you or are friends with you or follows you on social knows that you just added a new member to your family. Obviously, it's a part of your title now. And so I'm curious to know with the new addition to the family, how's that going and how has it affected your work life?
Well, so yeah, little Miss Everly joined us back in May. It was a long road to get there. It's several years to get there, but we, welcomed her into the world. Her and mom are doing great. And, with the work life thing, I got to tell you, it's different, but it's not. It's different in the sense that you have to be flexible. You have to be able to manage things, monitor your time even more so than before. But it's not in the sense that you kind of do that anyways when you have clients interrupting your day all the time, meetings that just pop up out of nowhere, just like dirty diapers do. So, it's one of those things. I think for me, one of the best things that I have is I have a really supportive team at Walker Clay. They really were supportive through the whole thing. And my wife, Britt, who's just been an absolute rock star through this whole thing. She's really been helping me kind of just get by day to day. But I think having a team behind you is one of the better aspects of it to help you kind of stay sane.
No, I totally understand. I think for me, it was like when I started having children, yeah, it helps you balance, but it also helps you have perspective. Like certain things that maybe were life and death before don't seem quite as life and death now. And I think that's good. It's healthy. Helps you.
When you see life and death in person, then it's like, okay, yeah, a pen order that's a day late is not life and death.
Yeah, exactly. That's exact perspective. It's perspective. Yeah. So you've had fun with Tik Tok and Clubhouse, and you were early in both, I think, especially for our industry. So how's that gone for you? And that's the first part of the question. Second part of the question is, do you think it's good to jump into these new platforms early?
I'll say that it's good in the sense that it's opened up a lot of opportunities for me because things like, doing podcasts, people recognizing me in the industry, etc., wouldn't have happened if I wouldn't have jumped on TikTok early.
Yeah.
Clubhouse was good in the sense that it provided a way to have communication, a different avenue in our industry that wasn't there, and all of a sudden was available, and we started getting people to go. Being an early innovator or adopter of technology, I've kind of always been. When someone's like, hey, have you heard about this? No, but let's look at it. And you kind of make it your own. That's one of the big things. Don't always do what everybody's doing. Kind of get your chisel out, get your hammer out, and see what you can do with it. I mean, that's what I did with TikTok, and that everybody kind of knows that story. So and with Clubhouse, it was just kind of a good mutual friend of ours, Charity. How are you on Clubhouse? No, but I can be. Give me 5 minutes. And it took 10 minutes, but I got on there and things just rolled. And, even picked up new business from it, which was really unique. So
that's really cool. And I think one of the challenges, I think we get complacent, it wasn't that long ago that Facebook was new and Instagram was new and Snapchat. But I think being willing to put yourself out there, you have to be willing to be like, this might go sideways or it might not work. And you have to kind of get comfortable with that. And if you can and push through, then you can really do some cool stuff.
I think one of the biggest things is being afraid to fail, but not afraid to try. I think if you are at least willing to try something out, and if it fails, manage your risks. Obviously, don't go all in on Bitcoin and whatnot if you can't afford it. But, manage your risks and see what it is. At worst, what is it? Someone's not going to like one of my TikTok videos, which has happened on occasion. But, that's just a risk. But other people like them, laugh at them, think they're funny. I've had people come up to me I've never met before. Oh, I love your videos. I'm like, I don't know who you are, but awesome. Great.
That's a cool feeling when you're like, I thank you.
It's unique.
Yeah. So that's cool stuff. And you've done a great job. And if you're not following Javier on TikTok, you totally should. So
appreciate it.
So this is a question I've been asking a lot of people lately, because I'm just kind of curious of the perspective. So what's one piece of advice you hear all the time that you actually think is wrong?
So one piece that I think is wrong, I would probably have to say it's going deep on something. And the
Okay.
reason why I say that is going too deep on something. So for instance, my father taught me early on, if anyone's going to offer you training on something, cross train on it. That's something he picked up in the military. And he said, he taught me that very early. It's like, if they'll give you training, take the training. He's like, learn to drive the different trucks, learn to do this, learn to do that. And, you know, you have some people online who say, you know, if you're good at driving a truck, drive that truck the best you can. And I'm like, well, no, I'd also like to learn how to load the truck. I'd also like to learn the laws around driving the truck. You know, there's other nuances that if you learn them, you will grow, you'll be better for it, and you'll be able to bring a different skill set than the guy who only knows how to drive the truck. I know how to drive the truck, load the truck, make sure the truck's set up, fix the engine, etc. So, and I use the truck just because that's the easiest analogy I can pick up instead of promo.
No, I like that. I think that's a great thing where you know, trying to get trained on as many things as you can. I that's cool. I like that. That's a great perspective. So I want to get back to your lovely daughter and say, because I think, so here, I'll set this up in this way. A lot of entrepreneurs, there's so many studies where entrepreneurs, salespeople, they you know, they might be floating around and having some level of success. But if you go back to that moment where they say, hey, when it all came together for me was when I had my first child or whatever, because they've gotten all of a sudden this sense of purpose. So I'm curious with you, has having a child changed your goals? And if so, how? And if not, why do you think that is?
It changes a lot of directions. It does change a lot of directions with goals, but it doesn't necessarily change too many goals. Obviously, I add some different ones. I want to save up for her college, etc. But it doesn't change the fact that I want my family to be healthy. I want make sure that we have enough, you know, the roof over our house and food in the fridge, like the necessities, right? Those goals do never change, but it changes the fact that I want to be able to do more things with my daughter. So I need to make sure that I'm hitting commission rates. I'm doing, you know, XYZ to attain those goals, those SMART goals. You know, and speaking of goals, you know, it all goes back to, you know, 6 years ago when I read Extreme Ownership by Jocko, and I all of a sudden went from living in a triple decker in the middle of Worcester to, you know, 5-6 years later, I'm living in a house with you know, a new truck and baby daughter here. And those were all 5-year goals. Right. So, you know, it changes, but it doesn't change. It's a hard question to answer.
It's fair. No, it's totally fair. And Extreme Ownership is if those who are listening, if you haven't read that book, that is a game changer. That's a really good.
It's my number one recommendation.
Yeah. Well, cool. Thanks, buddy. Again, congratulations on the family and the success. And I know recently you moved there to Walker Clay, so you've had a lot going on. So congratulations, bud.
It's been a little bit of a whirlwind, but you know, 2020 was a weird year, and we came out swinging in 2021.
I love it.
Appreciate it, Kirby.
Yeah, thanks for doing this. We'll have to do it again sometime. Okay.
Exactly. See ya.
All right. Well, that's going to wrap up this edition of Delivering Marketing Joy. We'll see you next time.